to the channel and thanks for being here. Today I am going to go ahead and showcase the LTTB Tier 8 Russian light tank. In a lot of ways this tank plays a lot like a medium, more than a fast light tank. It is not nearly as quick as your US light tanks and not as kind of sneaky and burst damagey like the, say, French light tanks. It took me actually a while to get used to the playstyle, and once I started treating it kind of as a potentially brawling light tank, I started to do a lot better with it and using it as that quick flanker and also as that scout and protecting your HP late in the game until you're able to actually go ahead and take advantage of the main good attributes of this tank, which is it's decently mobile, it has a nice gun, and when you surprise people with it, you can brawl them and you will bounce shots more frequently than you would expect, although don't count on it against high damage guns like, for example, against the TDs, although I have bounced some pretty ridiculous shots. As we start here, I am going to go ahead and peel off and head for the donut or hill of death. As a bottom tier light tank here, I don't necessarily like rushing directly up into it. I find that it just sends me back to the garage way too quickly. So what a lot of times I'll do is I come and play this corner, and I'm going to try to hopefully track somebody going up. In this case, just try to get shot onto the bat chat. 1390 commits. I'm waiting to see if he's going to get rushed by more people, and when I realize he's not, I'm going to try to get in there and support with some additional shots. And as I'm doing this, I just want to take a second and look out. If you see where I'm positioning myself here behind this rock, making sure I'm not in the gap that's right here. And that way the little snipers who are sitting over here in the B0 and B9 slot aren't just farming me if they're there. I'm also positioned in a way that if all of a sudden we get a whole bunch of medium tanks come rushing up here, I have an ability to still get out of here. One of the things I find early in a lot of my gameplay is that you go up there, and once you get caught, you're just toast, or you got to bail off the back, and usually doesn't work out well. Now I know the bat chat is on reload here. He spent his clip. That's giving me this opportunity to try to rush in here, and I don't get the first shot. I completely miss, being a noob. I'm going for some tracking shots, or attempting to track, and just missing. So keep pulling up. I'm trying to be mindful of what's behind me, but I'd really like to take this guy out. He's an important tank, and at that point I choose not to go ahead and follow him. Instead, I see I got the rear shots on the T26E5, and he misses, pulling back and forth, zooming in, getting some shots. And I do take the one shot there, but I think it's worth it here to clear out this heavy tank and help my guys out down low. Now at this point, it is simply starting to realize I'm in a pretty powerful position as long as that mouse doesn't decide to push me. And what I'm going to do is start checking these bushes. Obviously I still lit a little bit there and looking for targets, and then that's when I see the T30. I see he's going away. I do check, and now I'm going to try to go ahead and take advantages of that. That one I'm not even aimed in on. And I'm waiting. I'm trying to get a track shot there, and no luck. Still looking. See the Conway. And now I'm just kind of flirting with death here, trying to stare down the TD. And I get a little greedy there. I should have waited a little longer, go dark. He might have still been able to snap me once I shot, but it's just kind of not a great play. So the next piece I'm looking at is I'm trying to sneak over here, and I'm trying to keep my my auto spot distance outside that mouse's range if I can, because I wanted to see who was up here and we catch that Scorpion G. And I wasn't able to get a good depression to be able to shoot him. And it took me a second to get positioned right, and unfortunately I missed that first shot. So now one thing you'll see here is I switch over to an HE loadout with the Scorpion G not having much armor. I'm hoping just to get that little extra damage and maybe also break his gun or kill some of his crew. So looking for that little window, he takes that shot as he comes back through, and I just catch part of it. Not a lot of damage. I would probably have been better AP there, but that one definitely hurt a little more than my normal round. So all in all, decent decision. And at this point in time, while I'm trying to mess with the Scorpion G, I'm trying to figure out how can I help my team the most. And right now what I'm doing is just occupying the Scorpion G. Don't let him shoot on my guys, and they got a better shot to deal with the mouse then, and they don't have to worry about getting farmed by that Scorpion. I do see the Conway's back up. I want to check to see if I have a shot, which I don't. And part of this position is just continuing to look for that, seeing if you can get some different lights on people, and trying to just decide how are you going to help your team. Again, I'm not seeing the Scorpion there. Could be camoed, although it doesn't seem like he is. But one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to just run down and chase that mouse, as I will lose that. And here, I don't really realize the threat that's there. Shoot the Sturv with HE, switch over to APCR, get the one shot, waiting for another, and yeah. Stare down the barrel of a STRV, and this is kind of what you deserve, right? I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out the STRV is going to beat you, especially when you're bottom tier light tank. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to highlight this was that Tundra is not a map that a lot of times you're going to rack up a lot of spotting damage on. If I can get some tracking shots, I can definitely get some tracking bonuses. But in this case, I ended up becoming just very lightly armored, low DPM medium tank. And this is I think the highest damage output I've had in the LTTB at just over 3,000 damage. And most of this doesn't have anything to do with the luck of this, or it does have a little bit to do with the luck of the situation. It doesn't have anything to do with my overall great skill, because I don't have any. It's just being in the right position and getting some lucky shots on where their team went. Trying to win this donut, this hill, is always situational on who goes there and how hard they press, and being lucky enough not to get sent to the garage right away. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the game here, speed it up just a little bit. Let's get going just to see how this turns out. And in a second here, we should be jumping over, to the Grill 15. We'll slow it down just a little bit. Who's going to come up? And that Batchat 12T that we didn't, no, that was 25T we hit earlier. So it takes out the Batchat 12T. And now it's over to the Alpha Panzer IV, the Charioteer, and finally the Scorpion G, which as he comes around here, he's going to finish off that T-30 we hit earlier, or not him, somebody else does, because you miss with that highly accurate gun. And then we get back to the Grill 15, who comes up and surprises the mouse, pulls back, takes a shot from the Sturv, and then using his own minimap, realizes where the Scorpion G last was seen. We have teammates closing in. It does a nice job waiting for the Charioteer to get into position. This Waffle Trigger Panzer Fuhrer will go ahead and get in an overwatch position as well. And then the Grill 15 goes ahead and just pushes in. And just nice coordination here. As you see him coming up, both the Charioteer and he are coming together. So even if the Scorpion G gets off the first shot and kills one of them, the second one will beat his reload, or be there and be able to finish him before he's able to reload. Other than just some general positioning and showing a little bit of how you can take your light tank if you get in a strong position and essentially farm damage. That's all this video is about, to showcase a little bit about what you can achieve with the light tanks when you're in the strong position. And in particular, considering the fact that I'm starting as a bottom tier light tank, I thought it was a very nice result, and really hope to see a few more games like this. It would really help out if I'm really worried about my stats, but it's also a lot of fun to be able to contribute a nice damage total. As always, thank you for joining me. I will show up the battle results at the end of this battle in just a second here. And as always, have fun, good luck in your games, and try to improve each day. Good luck, tankers.